you and I were talking right before the show, and I said to you, and I wonder if the audience is feeling this too, like we went the better part of 4+ years without the Rockets playing a meaningful basketball game. And we survived just fine through that time.
Speak for yourself.
Make no mistake.
I developed a cocaine habit.
Make no mistake. And side pieces and syringes. And we survived just fine. Make no mistake, it is awesome having the Rockets back and being relevant and getting ready to play some high-level playoff basketball. But we went 4 years and we were okay. They last played a meaningful game, ironically enough, against Golden State on April the 6th. It was a Sunday, April the 6th. And that's 12 days ago. And they played 3 meaningless games at the end of the season because they'd clinched the 2 seed. And then they haven't played a game at all in 6 days. And I'm tripping out right now. I'm like, man, when are we going to get some? It's almost as if the previous 4 years didn't even exist. It's like, hey, Sean, you survived just fine for 4 years. I know, but this has been really fun having them be very, very good at basketball again. Well, I can't wait for Sunday night to get here.
It would be nice if this time last year when the Astros were really, really struggling to have playoff basketball. Mm-hmm. So this is where when you've got 3 teams that are playoff caliber, the dead spots in the sports calendar aren't nearly as vast. Yeah. So that's been a part of it. It's just flat out, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is one of those periods where you've got 3 playoff caliber teams. All right, I don't have to actually sit around and think about real life as much as I might otherwise.
It is really cool. Like this is truly the first time in a long time that we've had all 3 teams be, and it's early for the Astros, and people are probably rolling their eyes at that. Like, that's a playoff team right now? They're 8-10. They're always 8-10 this time.
Everybody's 8-10 right now.
No, in the American League, nobody's won more than 11 games. Like, nobody's out of it at this point at all. But, yeah, so for the Rockets, okay, so let's rapid fire this Rockets
Yankees
thing.
have 12 now, by the way.
They do? They won last night?
So do the Rangers.
Bastards. Yeah, Rangers are phony. So the storylines with this series here, I was thinking about this last night. What are the reasons I'm most excited? In Pendergast fashion, I've got 5 of them here. Counting down. Draymond versus Dylan Brooks. And really Draymond versus the world. Everybody versus Draymond. As much as I complained about Draymond in that April 6th game that I just got done talking about, where he was at major, like, scale of 1 to 10, 12 a-hole level in that game, and I'm like, I can't do 7 games of this. 7 games. This is fun.
I guess my big question for Draymond versus Dylan is who's more baitable. That you got to be careful about all of that. You know, Dylan Brooks, by and large, people had their feelings about Dylan Brooks, but when he said that he pokes bears in talking about LeBron James, that's where everything kind of blew up in his face in terms of the way people were talking about Dylan Brooks. Whatever it comes to pushing the envelope or pushing the line, I think the Rockets hopefully are very much the team that the Eagles were in the Super Bowl, where the Eagles knew what the challenge was, and they didn't fall for any of Travis Kelce's BS.
That's right.
Travis Kelce was out there doing all the crap that he gets away with. Like, Travis Kelce gets away with stuff the same way Draymond Green does, of trying to instigate, and the Eagles were really disciplined about just like, nah, bro. We're gonna instigate you every now and then. But they did not bite, and I think that's big. You don't have to prove your manhood or something versus Draymond.
Dylan was asked about that yesterday. I don't have the clip. I just happened you brought this up, and I happened to see him talking to the media yesterday at practice, and they asked him, like, who's gonna cave first, like who's gonna, and he's like, I'm not getting ejected from any of these games. They need Dylan Brooks out there. That's the thing. Like, Draymond's goonery is just woven into, like, if Draymond is not that, then he's not Draymond. Whereas I think Dylan Brooks, to your point, Seth, I think has kind of evolved as a basketball person. I mean, he still is chippy. It's still part of his thing. He also happens to be the Rockets, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm putting Reed Shepherd, he's their best three-point shooter this year. He's shot 40% from 3 this year. They need Dylan Brooks out on the floor. Like, he can't fall for any of this.
He's just got to wear a cup.
Yeah.
Because Draymond at some point is going to pull his patented crotch kick.
Yep.
That's where a big tough guy's signature move is to kick you in the nargs.
Yep.
Just be careful.
Number 4, that was number 5, Draymond versus Dylan. Number 4, exercising the ghosts of the Harden era, which the team has completely downplayed. Like, Fred VanVleet got asked about it the other day. Like, how about all those series that the Rockets lost to the Warriors back from 2015 to 2019? He's like, I don't care. I don't. That's a different team. Like, this is that has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, these guys don't have that memory of it. It's kind of like when the Texans play the Bills. That's an extreme version of it. All right, the fans feel a certain way about it because the Oilers versus the Bills.
Yeah.
But the players on the team have zero clue about it.
But I do think
even the ones who grew up in Houston, they're young enough now that they have very little clue about it.
But I do think it's relevant to the fans. I think there's a big feeling of the laundry out on the floor, the jerseys, that they would be exercising some of those ghosts. Number 3, I think this is a massive opportunity for Jalen Green to go from rising star to star. Not just in this series, but in this postseason. And Jalen Green's game has evolved tremendously over the course of this season, where he's gone from being a 20 or 21-point scorer, which he was already last year, to being an efficient 20 or 21-point per game scorer who has learned to see the whole floor. He's become a better ball distributor. He's become a more willing defender. And they're going to be playing in some close games, and this team is going to be leaning on him late in those games to go get back.
He passed a big maturity check in the last Warriors game, where he wasn't playing well in the first half, came out and just flipped the switch in the second half.
Yes.
And everything that he's done in working with Ime Udoka and just becoming just much more calm, cool, and collected veteran player, that's put to the test in the playoffs. Does he maintain those habits? Does he maintain all that? I trust that he will.
Yeah.
It's a big test versus the Warriors.
It's a big test, and it's a huge opportunity for him, man. I think a bigger opportunity for him than any other player on the Rockets in terms of their profile. Number 2, Ime Udoka redemption time. Not just redemption. I mean, look, when he lost in the finals as the coach of the Celtics, it was to the Warriors, so he's back 3 years ago, I think, in 2022.
Yeah.
So he's got a history with the Warriors. He was off the grid for a year after the way in which he got fired in Boston. A deep Rockets playoff run. I think people already respect Ime Udoka as a head coach. They know he's a good head coach. To be able to put playoff productivity with this new team that he has in year 2 with it, I think would be a major story.
Yeah, no, and I think that's probably the biggest X factor in terms of a team that doesn't look like the conventional championship caliber team or a team that makes a deep playoff run. They also excel at a lot of things, the rebounding specifically. But Udoka and his ability to kind of exploit matchups and his ability to make adjustments throughout the game, I feel a whole lot better about Ime Udoka that was rookie head coach with zero playoff experience.
Or rookie head coach, or just one of these retreads that just happens to hook up with. You see this. Yeah. The league is full of coaches like that. They're like guys on their third team, but he's a good networker. You know what I mean? Like he's got to
drive my race car. Let's drive the same race car and see who does better. I like Udoka better than Doc Rivers.
Yes. Yeah. Doc Rivers, perfect example of that. Yes. So
Steve Kerr, I'm not so sure about. We'll have to see.
Yeah,
the problem is Steve Kerr has been in this race. Steve Kerr has a lot of experience and time with his race car. Udoka does not have nearly as much time with his race car, and at various times this year, it needed tuning up.
Yeah. I think Kerr's a good head coach. He's so whiny, man. He's so whiny.
I think he's a good head coach.
To stay on a transcript, that would look like a compliment. On this radio show, it sounded like on the radio show it was very begrudging. I get it.
It sounds a little bit almost like the Take-A-Mania take by Angelo Cataldi.
Yeah.
Steve Kerr is the all-time overrated head coach.
I say he's a
Let
good
me tell
coach.
you something.
At least I didn't call him a fraud.
Yeah.
All right, and then the final one, disrespect for the 2 seed, man. It's been a long time since I can remember a higher seeded team being, and this isn't like a 4 getting dismissed over a 5. This is a 2 that clinched the 2 with a week and a half left in the season, and they are getting completely dismissed on the national talk shows. The pundits, they had their picks on ESPN, Seth, like all their NBA experts. They do that thing before the playoffs, and they just list all 8 of their experts have, and it's like Warriors in 7, Warriors in 6, Warriors in 6. There was one ESPN expert, Bobby Marks, the former GM for the Nets, picked the Rockets in 6. Other than that, it was just a Warriors love fest. Just everybody slurping up the Warriors.
They transition very quickly from, oh, the NCAA tournament needs Cinderellas. That's what's missing from the beauty of it. To you go to the NBA, it's like, oh, Houston Rockets, die by fire, die by fire. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, Payne and Pendergast, what are your thoughts? Did I miss any there on the Jim Adler, the Texas Hammer text line? If you're up with us this morning, hit us up.